But I'd like to talk about agape love, which I'm going to call unconditional love. Agape is the love that Jesus talks about. Is critical for us is if we wish to grow in our awakening, then we must come to the clarity about what love is on that level. Now, as we grow older, we essentially internalize that, and most of us don't have our parents with us all the time, but we still hear that we should be a certain way to be lovable, and we are not lovable otherwise. And it's gone even further. It's not just that you won't love me, it's that I won't love me if I'm not perfect. Imperfect is just impossible. So this practice of discerning whether you're lovable or not, and then making a judgment on it, keeps us from having that sense of unconditional love and acceptance. Because if we're ever going to love into this world in an agape way, in an unconditional way, it has to begin at home. So that if you wish to really come into your deep knowing of who you really are, you must do this. That judgment about yourself keeps you from having the experience of unconditional love, and without unconditional love for this totality of what you are, then you will be limited in your deepest understanding of who and what you really are. Just stop and begin this state of renewal, which starts with this, I forgive myself. Not so that you'll indulge, and I don't think you will, but not so you'll indulge, but so that you can drop the story about yourself long enough deep that you might deepen into who you really are. This presence of the divine as a human being. If we wish to be complete and whole, we must forgive. So that's the first thing, forgiveness. And then we move to acceptance. And all of us fall into essentially this category of judgment, which is there's something wrong with me. It may come out as I'm not lovable, or I'm inadequate in some way, I'm not sufficient. But it really comes down to there's something wrong with me. And this is called the core issue. And out of the core issue comes this spiraling experience of being who you are as you try to compensate for this lack of perfection, this wrong that you are. And that causes all the quirkiness of our personality, but also it also keeps us from loving ourselves. At least it keeps us absolutely from accepting ourselves as we are. Deep at the core of that, there is this sense of, I'm not enough. So we forgive them as well. And as we forgive them, we begin to open up avenues of places we could now love because we are no longer judging and making comment on them, so that now we have begin a bigger swath of humanity that we could love. Because now we can see, oh, they're just like us. And as we continue this practice, the swath becomes 360. And everybody becomes like us. People who want to be happy, who want to feel successful, they want to be safe, they want to be loved. And they start with this detriment of feeling inadequate. That's the nature of what we're looking out on a sea of people who are just like us. And then this sense of compassion can come with it as well. So just like us. They don't have to be perfect for me to love them. Sync up with everything else that is, because you're in a state of self-love. You begin to hook up in such a way that you're doing more of the right thing because you're in the groove that the world was made from. The world was made from love. The outpouring of the creative process into existence. This is the way it was created. And when we move out in our way from that same place, we create a synchronicity with that which has been created. It becomes easier for us. It becomes more natural for us. And we follow the lines and the pathways of love. We find ourselves in the groove of success as well. This need to have it my way that affirms who I am should be met by this one, not by those. If you affirm it here, I think you're going to get more of it anyway, but certainly you waste this lifetime waiting for others to fill this hole here. So if you wish to be full, fill yourself by saying, I love you. Forgive yourself. Accept yourself. Take those steps. This is not selfishness. This is the beginning of selflessness. It is the beginning. And from there, you move your compassion out into the world. And as your compassion moves out into the world, you begin to see that, hey, everyone's just like me. And something begins to dawn on you that, hey, you never were alone. You always were enough, just as they are. And the world begins to be created from the inside out, according to your heart, not according to your judgment. We start by loving ourselves, and then we extend it to others, and we soften our belief that this is solid, and we let our awareness rise. We are awakening to our divine nature through love, service, and personal transformation.